What is up, beautiful people? It is your girl Kai, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a special guest, my best friend.
Greetings, people.
You guys have met her before. This is Niaja, aka me, my best friend. And today, we decided that we will come and just kind of tell you guys just kind of a backstory just on our friendship and just how our friendship transitioned into us being, I guess, accountability partners and friends in faith, and just kind of the importance of having somebody, you know, a friend that's on the same path as you, like throughout your journey.
So you're not alone.
Right, so we're about to just jump right into this video. Before we get started, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share.
Turn on that notification
bell. Turn on your notification bell. Tell a friend to tell a friend about your girl, because we are almost to 5,000 subscribers, and I'm super excited.
Not 5K.
5K, y'all.
Not 5K.
We're almost there, so y'all do y'all girl that favor and spam that subscribe button, okay? And let's jump right into the video.
So we met in 2011, 8th grade.
2011?
We went to school 7th grade, but we didn't start talking until 8th grade.
We didn't become friends until 8th grade in middle school. So yeah, that was 2011, 2012.
And then we went to the same high school.
Yeah, so our friendship really kicked off in high school. We became really close friends in 9th grade. And from that point, like, we just started to grow a really strong bond. Yeah. And it was so crazy, like, we honestly didn't even
care for each other.
Care for each other or decide that we were best friends. Like, we honestly
didn't decide best friends until like later on in life, when people was like, oh y'all must be best friends because y'all always together. We like, I mean, I guess.
Like, we were just the last ones standing kind of in each other's lives. Like, we had just gone through friends, and we were just still there, like,
we
through
was
everything.
The main two that just was just like,
right, and people were just like, nah, y'all best friends, like, y'all are, like,
ain't no way.
We just put the title on our friendship at that point, and as we got older and our friendship got serious, we started just going through things with each other, and we just
those really life milestones, like, with each other, like having somebody there.
Where we realized, okay, this was just more than like a childish friendship. Like, we really were growing and maturing together.
This is a spiritual friendship, right?
Yes, and it honestly all started, like, our spiritual friendship started kind of in 12th grade. Senior year, because as y'all know, I grew up in the church. I went to church all my life. And Niaja went to church during her childhood.
When I was young with my grandma. But once I got older, like, my parents didn't really go to church, so I didn't.
Yeah, so senior year in high school, I invited Niaja to church, and she came, and honestly, she didn't really like it, because honestly, my church where I'm from is it's where we're from. It's an old school kind of church. Like, it's more older people. It's not really a young youth church. Yeah, it's not really like a young crowd. Like, they gonna sing the old hymns, and it's just
definitely,
you know, like, it's different. It's not really like a youth church, but to me, it was like home. It was home. It was all I knew, and
even though it was like kind of the older church, I was like, something there was just like, they just made me feel welcome. Like, after a while, like, going through, they really made me feel like welcome. So I was like, oh, okay, I like this.
Yeah, because it's like really family oriented, and so they noticed that she would come more often with me, and they just really started to just welcome her in and things like that. And because, you know, I grew up in church, they looking at her like, well, who is this guy? You should bring her with her. Like, you know, they gonna try to get you in.
Yeah. Oh, they got me in, all right. So I became a member accidentally, technically. One day we were standing outside the church, like at the church.
It was during Vacation Bible School.
Yeah.
Yeah, during Vacation.
And Minister Welch was like, oh, hey. I was like, hi. He was like, so you gonna join the church, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, oh, you gonna get baptized? I was like, sure. He was like, well, come on in. I was like, okay. So I followed him. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm getting baptized or whatever. And then I ended up talking to Pastor Persons, and he was like, are you ready? And I was like, yeah. And after that, I started Assurance at Sunday school, and it really, like, turned over everything for me. Like, I ended up getting baptized, and I started this was in 2017 when I ended up getting baptized or something like that. I think It was 2017.
Or 2016. Like,
No,
out of
it was
high school,
2017.
right? No, it was 2016 this summer. That summer vacation Bible school.
Yes. Summer of 2016, I ended up getting baptized, and my life did change for the good.
And yeah, so like she ended up getting baptized, and you know, church was something that became a regular part of our lives. Like every Sunday we would go to church together. So
Call me in the morning, friend. I'm getting ready. Okay, I'm getting ready. When you come pick me up?
Right, like her house was on the way to church. I would get her. We would go to church, and you know, like it really like gave us another level to bond on in a sense. Like that kind of opened another door in our friendship.
It was a
right, and so we after high school we still stayed home. We did 2 years of community college at home, so we were still going to church, very heavily involved in church. Like she even started working with the youth with me. Like she got really involved in the church along with me.
We were
like
in the choir. Yeah, we ended up doing the youth choir. That was fun, honestly.
Yeah, like we just really grew on a different level. But like our faith and just like us really taking our belief in our Christianity to another level.
Everything in God.
And that didn't happen honestly until
Life
we moved to
us.
Orlando. So in 2018 we decided that we were going, well in 2017 we decided that we were going to move together to Orlando, and we moved in 2018. And when we moved up here, probably about like a couple months into us being up here, maybe transitioning into 2019, life really started hitting us.
Reality really did hit us. Like, we are now adults living on our own in a whole new city. All we knew was each other. Like we came here fresh.
We
it
moved
was just
up here
like
with each other. We didn't know nobody. So it's like
all we had was each other and God, and that's all we really depended on was each other and God.
Right, and then so it just kind of started transitioning into where, like, I guess I kind of get it. Like, we were both prayed. We both had a relationship with God, but then, like, kind of like, we both decided to just take it to another level.
Like,
that it needed more.
Switch, like, turn. We was like, okay, we got you, God. Like,
we were going to turn it up a notch because it was just like God was just doing too many miraculous things in our lives, like making ways out of no way.
Honestly, y'all, we've been living in Orlando for 2 years, and I do not know for the life of me how we made it, but all I know is that we have made it, and we are in a new apartment of our own. Nobody but God. Y'all, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I was up here a year without a job. How did I pay my rent? I do not know, but God, honestly, like
we really started going through so many points in our lives, y'all, where we knew it was nobody but God carrying us, and it's like we didn't have time for childish relationships with God no more. Like we had to get serious with praying and diving into God's word. And don't get me wrong, along this journey we have fallen off and got back on, fallen off and got back on.
Okay, as long as you get back on, that's all that matters, because we are going to fall. Temptation
even now,
and everything around us is real. But
now, you
have to be willing to get back on and go.
And you have to be conscious of the company that you keep around you. It's been so many times where me, Neandra, I have been going through ruts, and like we would come to the other, probably boohoo crying, and there's nothing we could do but start praying over each other. Like I literally had times where I couldn't speak, and all I did was cry, and this girl stood over me and prayed for me, and vice versa.
Many times we have been through the trenches to our lowest of low and cannot find the words to say, so all I had was her to depend on to give me those words to say, and when I couldn't say it, she said, and if she couldn't say it, I said, and it's just y'all have to find that balance.
We literally went through every moment of our lives together, so then it's just like we had to keep each other on that momentum of God. Like if she was having her days where you know sometimes we do get in those ruts where it's just like you trust God, but it's so hard to see
because
what
so much is coming from
side.
left and right, and it's just like, how can I focus on you, God, when I gotta worry about rent, I gotta worry about school, I gotta worry about this, that, and third, and it's just like,
and life gets heavy. Life
it
gets
does.
heavy, and if you don't have those people, or at least a person in your life
Rooting
to
for
keep
you.
you grounded, like, listen, like, I know y'all probably saw my other video with my sister where I talked about being accountability partners with my sister, but my sister is like my best friend, but my relationship with her differs obviously from Neandra. So it's moments where I may not talk to her about certain things, and I may need to tell that to Neandra, and she can give me that godly counsel that I need, or bring me back to where I need to be. Now, I was gonna say, like, sometimes, like, it's hard to see the other side of the tunnel, so you need somebody to be like, no matter what it looks like, God got you. You need those people that will keep you grounded, and especially, like, when you move off on your own, or you go to a new environment like college, and trying to be a regular young adult and a Christian at the same time.
College is very impressionable. You will get around a lot of different people from everywhere, from every walk of life, and it's like, what do I do with who I am? Where do I go with?
Right, or it's like, dang, I want to go to that party. Dang, I want to go hang out with these people. They invited me out. I want to enjoy my years, And we honestly, like, we're not going to sit up and act like we perfect.
Oh, no.
We're not perfect. We enjoyed our years, we've enjoyed our time and have been college students, but the more we progress in our faith, it's just kind of like the more we just get turned off to certain
and you make
things.
subtle changes, like,
without even noticing half the time.
Like, I got turned off from drinking, like, alcohol wasn't all that good after a while. Like, I don't know, like, subtle things like that, like going out, like, we can go out to eat, but I don't want to go to a club or a bar.
Right,
like,
and that's when we first moved up here, like, we honestly, we went out. Like, we used to go out to clubs. Not every
day, but we went out quite often.
Yeah, like I said, we enjoyed our college years, and at that point, me or her hadn't made that transition to, like, really walking with God heavily.
Yeah,
and
we
so
still were walking.
We will go out.
One foot in the world, one foot.
And my transition really happened, like, at the beginning of, or the ending of 2019, going into the beginning of this year. So it's like, I honestly got so turned off from just being in a club, because it's like, you putting yourself in that one atmosphere can lead to so many other mess ups, like, you feel me? Like, going out to the club is not just like, oh, I'm at the club. That's putting yourself in an atmosphere of alcohol, the music, the guys, the temptation.
Everything is temptation. When you go out, you put yourself in a room of temptation. So be cautious and be aware of your surroundings, because surroundings can affect what you do.
Right, and it was kind of to a point where I was kind of turned off of going out, but Neandra was still interested.
I'm like,
in going out. And there was no shame in my game. Like, I'm like, I'm gonna stay here.
And I supported her with whatever she did.
Like, and like, our other friends would be like, oh, God, you should come. And it's just like, for me, it just not even like I'm like, I'm too high and mighty for a club. Like, I just genuinely got to a point where I did not want to go. I was just not interested. They're gonna play the same music. It's gonna be the same people, the same drinks. Like, I just
the same vibe. Like,
I'm not missing nothing. I done did it countless of times. Like, I'm not missing
when
anything.
You come to that conclusion, like, it's not for me. Like, if you come into your mind and you say certain things are not for you, do you know it's not for you? Why put yourself in a situation where you're gonna be surrounded by it? Like,
exactly.
Limit distractions. Limit things that are not like God and of God that you see yourself going to.
So I don't know if this video kind of been all over the place. We may be rambling or not, but it's just important to have people when you're on this journey, it's important to have like-minded people around you. And honestly, I feel like when God is taking you through that time of transition and purging is going to require you to let certain relationships go. You know, when you are going to a new level in Christ,
everybody is not gonna make it there with
not
you.
meant to go with you. And like I mentioned before, after high school, exactly, we were kind of the last one standing in each other's lives, and we're still the last one standing. Like, we became friends in 8th grade.
And
in
we
8th grade, you're like,
seen
what,
the position, like 14, 15. Like, we literally seen the, like, decline of people that weren't supposed to be in our lives. Like, when freshman year came, everybody was sitting at the lunch table. By the time senior year came, it was like 4 of us. By the time we was in college, it was just the 3 of us. And then, it's like
us too. And it's just like I said, like, I feel like you have to be able to grow with your friends. Like, our relationship wasn't always where we would sit down and pray or send scriptures to each other or send devotionals or sermons back and forth to each other. Like, now our relationship just revolves so heavily
around growth, prosperity, and health, and God. Like so
literally,
much.
like, you have to get to a space where you evaluate your friends in your life. Sit down and think, like, dang, what are me and my friends' conversations consisting of? Go through y'all thread. What is y'all thread? What do y'all send back and forth to each other?
Is it encouraging or is it putting somebody else down?
Is it gossiping? Is it negativity? Because as you get older, you have to let certain things go. Like,
you have to
we're not
change
getting
conversations.
older.
You have to switch how you think, because the older you get, you're supposed to grow and mature. You're supposed to become wiser as you get older. Don't still think of the same dumb and childish things.
And it may not even be you that's not maturing. It could be who you have in your circle. Like, y'all, I realize this so much. Like, sometimes we try to hold on to certain friendship or people just because of the history
and because of the
time you put in or the memories that y'all got. It doesn't mean anything when that person is holding you back. Like, I have literally held on to a friendship because of just the time and what that person means to me. And it's like, I can spend time with that person and see exactly why God is telling them to let me go. Telling me to let them go. Because it's a totally different atmosphere than my other friends that are on my level as me. You know, like, literally when me and y'all are around our other friends, which are very few, all our conversations consist of is our goals, our business plans, what we trying to do,
what our 5-year goal is, like 5 years
exactly, like future vacations, how we gonna be out the country talking about
how we gonna get to where we're gonna go, because we are determined to make sure that we get there and we stay there.
And all of my friends have really come to a conclusion where they are going to keep God in the midst. Like, it's not one conversation that I have with my friends
where
now
we don't mention God
that does not consist of God or God is not thrown, because we know that we cannot get to where we want to be without God. And like I said, you may slip along the way, you may fall along the way. Trust me, we have slipped. We are still slipping, rolling.
Broke your knee. Now you in a wheelchair. Now you got to tell her she's gonna push you in a dog wheelchair.
And guess what? I'm gonna push her. Because we have to get to the end. It's all about getting to the end.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Me and this girl have literally struggled together. If I had $5, no, we had $5. I had $2.50. She had $2.50. Like, y'all, like, it literally came to those
became friends. It's like we have struggled together. We ate together. Like, good moments together, bad moments. And honestly, like, I don't even think, like, don't think like, oh, just because you haven't had a friend that you had years into
that can't happen.
Yeah, that it can happen, because God can literally place somebody
in your life right now, this second, and know you like the back of their hand, and y'all just met 2 seconds ago.
Or the chemistry can just click, honestly, because just from when I first started my YouTube channel and I have started talking to my supporters, I gained a really good friend that so, like, I have known her for years, honestly, and our chemistry just clicked. And honestly, like, she is that other person in a sense that we kind of keep each other on check. And when we slip and we fall, like, we pull each other back up and we check in on each other. And it's not something that we put years into. I just feel like God does everything in decency and in order, and I feel like He is a strategic man.
Yes.
And I just believe that everything happens for a reason.
Time.
Everything has a perfect time, and so it could be old relationships that you gotta let go so that God can spark that new relationship. So God can send that person that you need to help you get to that level, or that can keep you on, or that can push you past the level that you're at now. And honestly, it's all about being open and willing, because God can have that person in your face or trying to get your attention, but it's up to you to be willing to accept what God is trying to bring into your life.
And when we say relationship, we don't mean just like a partner relationship. We mean business relationship, spiritual relationship, like these different type of people that can come into your life that can make an honest difference in you and for you.
So don't settle for where you are. Always look for growth. Like, just as you grow, your friendship should always grow. The people you surround yourself with is supposed to constantly evolve. You cannot become a millionaire sitting in a room full of homeless people. It's not.
Unless you and them homeless people sitting in that room making a game plan, it ain't going nowhere. Y'all gonna be sitting in that same room.
But normally, millionaires become millionaires by surrounding themselves with more millionaires.
With more like-minded individuals.
Right, like-minded individuals.
You have to surround yourself with like-minded people to be able to grow. So all of, not just you, but y'all as a collective can move up. Because a 3-stranded cord is better than 1. And it says that in the Bible.
3-stranded cord cannot be broken.
No.
Cannot be easily broken.
Yeah.
Let's put it like that.
Correct. But
yes, I don't know, I just wanted to come on here and just kind of share just our background a little bit, and just kind of just share the importance of having somebody your age and that you can relate to more, on this walk. Because granted, we'll have like our siblings or our grandmothers or our parents and things like that, but granted, like,
there's
I believe
nothing like having a friend, like,
because 9 times out of 10 we're more open and
we're
vulnerable.
more ourselves with our friends versus a family member. Like,
yes, friends are very beneficial, so just be conscious and wise about the company you keep. Like, that plays a role in everything. You will never realize how much a person's energy can affect you, or can pull you down and just suck you dry and set you back from where you're trying to go.
And other people's thoughts of you can affect you heavily.
Definitely. People can portray their own problems and their own insecurities on you and make you feel like you're the problem. Just be wise and just always remember to pray about somebody that if you're not sure about their place in your life,
pray, and God will reveal.
Right, or if a new person has come into your life, always be cautious to ask God their purpose in your lives, because you want to make sure that you're entertaining the right purpose for a person being there. Because sometimes God didn't bring a person into our lives for the reason that we thought He brought them in there.
It can be a total different thing.
So,
like, you want this person to be your partner, and they're supposed to be your business partner.
Right, you thinking it's your husband, but really God just sending this man to help you launch that business. Just be wise and just remember to just always pray and just seek God and
seek Him above all else.
Seek God above all else, and just
everything.
Don't be afraid, right? Don't be afraid to start over. Don't be afraid to cut people off, and don't be afraid to grow and really push your friendships to the limit and to the test, because you really have to see a person's intentions and exactly if a person is really meant to ride this ride with you, because sometimes people will fold and they will fall off. So before you
friendships will be tested and everything, yes, it will go through the ringer as long as they stand solid and y'all stand solid on what it was that y'all have established in.
And keep God in the middle. Keep God first. Like, a friendship is just like a relationship.
It is a relationship.
Exactly, it is a relationship. And God has to be in the middle of every single thing you do. So your friendships are no different. We all need somebody to hold us accountable, and we all need somebody to keep us grounded and to tell us the right things when we can't tell ourselves it. So,
because we sometimes be in our head, girl, go ahead and do that, and your friend be like, it comes to moments where you want to do something and you have your accountability partner, and you don't want to tell your accountability partner because they're going to tell you the thing that you know you're supposed to be
need
doing.
to hear.
Yeah, but you keep it to yourself. Tell your accountability partner. It's been
'Cause
times
that's
where
what
I
it
was just
is.
like, I'm not gonna tell her, you should not tell her, and she was just like, nah, friend, like, but
Or a real friend is gonna sense it, because a lot of times I sense when Yaja is in uncomfortable situations or
And
certain situations
vice
that
versa.
I know she's not wanting to tell me about. So, you know, just make sure you have that right person that you're in tune with.
Maybe,
'Cause that's a very important key.
yes,
So,
sharing energies like that is really good.
right. And don't think it's gonna be perfect. I mean, our friendship is not perfect, but
She gets tired of
the
me,
love
I'm
is
tired of
real
her.
and the loyalty is real, you
Yes.
know, and we have been through so many tests and so many situations where we know that
Yes.
God has ordained this. God put this friendship together, and I know that God has so much more in store for us. So,
Of course. He has not stopped working on either one of us yet. He is still working on us. He is still working on not working on our friendship, but every day
He is still working on our friendship, pushing us and just stretching us and just allowing us to just keep evolving. So,
and that's one thing that we have done is like we're getting to learn the new us. Like, granted, everyone grows, everyone changes. So your friendship shall change too, and it's up to you to still want to continually like intentional dating, intentionally getting to know your friend, intentionally still asking them questions about themselves.
As they change, acknowledge those changes, acknowledge their growth. Just as much as you may point out their flaws or what they may do wrong, acknowledge when they're doing good. Exactly. Acknowledge when they're doing good. Acknowledge when you see the growth or you see a change or you see the effort. Because it's important to keeping your friendship alive.
There's no point of keeping anybody around that's going to be a negative Nancy or a Debbie Downer. Like, why would you keep somebody in your circle that is draining you of your energy?
Exactly. And
dimming your light.
And we all have had enough negative energy for 2020. So I think we all are ready to just be on a positive note in our lives. So just make sure that the main company that you're keeping 24/7, the friends that you are surrounding yourselves with, just make sure they are a positive light. Bottom line. So, yes. So we hope we made some kind of sense in this video. Yes. We hope that we blessed somebody by something that we said.
I hope we touched somebody, and we hope we touched a couple of friendships out there that are going to continue to prosper in a spiritual way through Christ.
Right. If God put somebody on your mind to pray for them while you're watching this video or something, pray for them. Text that person, call that person, reach out, squash that beef, or let it go. Whatever God has placed on your heart and you know what's for you,
don't wait, don't linger, because the more you wait, the more that is going to continue to drag on and drag on and drag on. Cut it off at the head.
And sometimes time and life doesn't even give us the opportunity, because we could wake up and somebody could be gone. Yes. So do it in that moment. Don't wait, because time waits for nobody.
No, man.
So that's going to be the end of this video. I love every single one of y'all. Again, I hope somebody was blessed by something that we said today. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications so that you can get notified every single time I post a new video. I love every single one of y'all. And I will see y'all in my next video.
Bye, y'all.